Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, and welcome to another episode of my Make It Monday. I'm Sandra, the Stamping Bee. So for today, I have a fun little project that I wanted to share with you. It is a fun fold card. I know many of you who know me will probably be rolling your eyeballs saying, I thought she didn't like fun fold cards. Well, I do like some fun fold cards, and this particular fun fold card fits my three criteria, if you will. So I like fun fold cards that A, involves only simple scoring. Okay, are you with me? Simple scoring, nothing very complicated. And number two, there cannot be any mystery way of opening it. I know I'm not the kind that is very imaginative or creative. So I know there's quite a few fun fold cards out there that, you kind of like have it spin or, there's a different way to open it. For me, for my recipients, they're mostly people who don't paper craft. So, if you give them something really complicated, they probably wouldn't know how to open it. So, and the third thing that really excited me about this particular folded card is, can you guess? It showcases DSP. I love pretty papers, and any card that can allow me the fun of putting together papers together and make it pretty is right up my alley. So if that's something that you're interested in, stay tuned and keep watching. But before we switch the camera around, I did want to invite those of you who are local to me that I do have a kit together this Sunday. And the bonus project on Sunday would be this particular fun fold card. So if you are interested, please come. Bring your favorite DSP so that you can kind of get a card done. But otherwise, I will provide the materials to make one folded card in addition to finishing up your kit. So Stampin' Up! Has lots of new kits available, and I'm sure there's a kit that is speaking your name. And also, if you have unfinished kits or kits that you have not even opened up, bring them over. Let's work on it together. It's always fun when we're working together, right? So that's this Sunday, 2 to 4 o'clock at Opus 1. So I hope to see you there, all right? So anyway, so right now, let me switch the camera around and let's get crafting. See, I always forget where the button is. Okay, here we go. Hey, my little paper cheat sheet there. Okay, let me show you the card. There you go. So this is a card that was shared by another Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Her name is Missy Shipman. And when I saw her samples, I was just like, whoa, I like this. Okay, very simple to make. And since I've been doing this, I went on YouTube and did kind of a search as to, if there are other instructions and see how other people did this. And I understand this is called a corner fold card. And most of the instructions were about maybe a year or 2 years ago. So what do you know? What's old is new again, and happy to bring this back into the limelight. So this is the first card that I made. Okay, and here's another one. This is using all the new heirloom DSP. Just love it. The colors are so soft and beautiful. And just to show you that Paper Pumpkin is not just for making the cards that are listed on the kit, I broke apart the pieces, and this is the card. Let Your Light Shine. This is from the current Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay. And these papers are from some old 6x6 DSP. So aren't these the cutest? So for today's session, I will share with you how easy it is to make it. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to point out is all these were made using the two-tone cardstock. This is really a new love that I have with the cardstock. At first, I wasn't very happy with it. Not happy, that I didn't think I needed it because I thought it was too thin. But as I'm making these, I realized for a fun fold card, these two-tone cardstock is perfect because it's not too thin, not too thick, so it allows you to burnish well. My first prototype, oh hey Becky, how are you? Thanks for joining in. So my first prototype is made using a regular cardstock, and I realized it was just a little too thick and it makes it really bulky. So then I switched over to the two-tone cardstock, which to me is a lot nicer. As you can see, very crisp scoring. Okay. But, you know, if all you have is a regular cardstock, then by all means, use it. But just know that you might need to burnish it extra well because it is quite thick. Okay, so shall we start? So it really doesn't matter which side you use because once you make it, it kind of gives it the two-tone look, which is really nice. So let me grab my handy trimmer here. This is such a great tool. So we're going to start out with a 7-inch by 8 1/4 inch piece of paper. Okay. So on the 7-inch side, I'm going to score at 2 3/4. So here's 2 3/4. Now, when I am working with this, I usually like to take out my trimmer, the knife part. Ask me why I decided to do that, because how many times have I made the mistake of cutting instead of scoring? So I'm going to leave that aside, so I'm not going to be tempted to use that. So we'll start with the 2 3/4. Let me just go back to 2 3/4. Okay. And then on the 8 1/4 side, we're going to score 5 1/2. 5 1/2. Okay, so far so good. So the next one is a little bit trickier, but it's really not that tricky if you just kind of pay attention, right? So on this side, what we're going to do is we're going to mark 5 1/2. So 5 1/2. So you're just going to make a little mark here. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. And then on this side, we're going to mark it at 2 3/4. 2 3/4. Okay. Okay. So we've got 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to score from here to here. So what I usually do is I just put my what do you call that? Scoring blade, I think, or whatever, ball, and then pivot that to here. Okay? Let me move this up so you can see what I mean. So what I do is this mark here, I'm going to hold it tight with my tool here, pivot. Oh, okay, I need to go down a little bit. Pivot so that the mark here hits that scoring. Okay, and then we're going to score that. So there you go. And that is the extent of your scoring. I told you it was simple. I tell you, I don't do anything complicated. So we're gonna fold this. See how nice with the two-tone? And again, as I said, this is one of those where you really need a bone folder because it just makes it so much crisper. It just gives it a very polished, professional look. Okay, and then we're going to, let's see, yeah, that's how it's going to be. see. There we go. And there you have it. Okay. I just love that, this two-tone. So let me burnish it a little bit more. Okay. So then the fun part happens. That's where you will pick your DSP. So I just went ahead and cut some paper from some old ones. So this is easy. This is a 2x2. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that on. 2.5 by 2.5. Okay. And then let's do the inside. So I picked this one to be in the inside. And that's the beauty of, I mean, again, I keep singing the praises of Stampin' Up! Paper's coordination, because, you know, you can pull from other packs as well, as long as you know it's the same color, you know it's going to coordinate. So this is all from the same pack of paper. So I'm going to... Okay, so you've got most of it done. So we're going to do this one first. So now, I wasn't sure how Missy did hers, but I'm going to show you how I do mine. So this is a 2.5 by, I think 5. Where's my ruler? 5 1/4. So 2.5 by 5 1/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, and see, this is the score line. So I'm going to move it just a little bit, okay, and cut it. So this goes from here to here, and it doesn't really have to be precise because it's going to be hidden anyway. Oh, I now need my trimmer. Okay, let me put this back. Come on. Okay, there we go. So, okay, let me redo this again. So there we go. Okay. Let me put this away here. And so there we go. I'm sure there is probably a more scientific way to do this, but this is how I roll, so that's how I'm going to do it. I mean, honestly, there's just really no wrong or right way to do this. Because when I saw this, I didn't have the benefit of written instructions or tutorials, so it's just all watching, right? So I'm just guessing how it's done. There, so far so good, right? So again, doing the same thing on the other side. You're doing it gently because you don't want to actually score onto the cardstock. And okay, there we go. That's that. I'll put this away. Oops, there we go. By seeing so many samples that I've made, you will realize how simple this thing is. And once you make the base, I would make a couple of them just so that it's ready to go when you need something. So there. So this is ready to be embellished further. So so let me just show you some of the earlier ones, okay? So this is pretty much up to you how large you want this, but just to give you a reference, this one was like a 2 3/4 by 4 1/4. This one is 2.5 by 3 1/2. So there's no correct measurement for this. I think it just basically depends on what you want to feature on the top. Yeah. So anyway, so with most things, once I start making it and I'm on a row, then I start thinking about, what else can I make to differentiate it? So let me show you some other things I've done. So for this one, my current favorite, Moonlit Flora, I think it's called. So this one, I went ahead and embossed this centerpiece, okay? And this is one of the ephemera packs, I believe, and I just fussy cut this. And so this one, instead of putting the writing portion on here, this was just so pretty. So I went ahead and did this. So, of course, you can always just put the white piece here if you want it, but just something different, you know, playing around with it. Okay. So then I thought, oh, maybe it doesn't need to be rectangular. And sure enough, this is what I did. So this one, I did a circle. And last but not least, if you have these label punches, label dies, you can definitely use this as well. So this is like a great men's birthday card. So there you have it. All these pretty cards coming from one simple template. So I hope you have enjoyed today's project. And if you play with it and create something, let me know, share it and tag me so I can see what you have done as well. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this project. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And if you have enjoyed this project and you know your friends might like similar projects, be sure to share this. Sharing. And that's a great way to what do you call it? Help build my algorithm and bring more people to my channel, so that it what do you call it? That I can continue doing this, right? So that I don't feel like I'm just speaking out to the vast universe and with nothing, nobody's watching, right? That's one of the greatest fears, you know, you're doing this and you're like, is anybody even watching? Anyway, all right. So this is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And again, if you are local to me here on Guam, be sure to stop by this Sunday. I have a kit together. And if you want to try out one of these templates, I will be putting together a supply kit for you to work on this, so that you can kind of have a first-hand experience in folding this. Okay? Again, thank you so much for watching. Whether you're watching this live or on replay, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. So until next week, bye-bye.